Hi guys, today is a very special video from me because this is my first skincare video. I am obsessed with skincare and I'm going to the first thing I want to talk about is the thing which made the most difference in my skin, and that is thermal waters. Now, I think out of all the categories of skincare, thermal water is the most underrated and most confusing category because a lot of people think that, oh, it's just water and why put it on your face. But in fact, I use a lot of products which has hyaluronic acid in it or some kind of glycerin, and you'll see glycerin in almost virtually every product. But rather than a toner, I prefer to use, and I'll pick my trusty one, my main recommendation, the Avène thermal water. How I use thermal water: I would go and wash my face with a cream cleanser and hot cloth and then splash some cold water. As you know, water in any of the countries is not actually neutral or even slightly alkaline. It's always slightly on the acidic side. I think it's acidic. I guess it depends on the place, and this is where spring waters come into existence. That spring waters will always be slightly alkaline in nature than acidic, which is tap water. How I would use something like actually, let me show you my favorite one. How I would use, this is my favorite thermal water, at least right now, and has been for quite a few months, is Avène thermal water. How I would use any thermal water is after washing my face, I would spritz it all over. I would pat it or just spread it around. Then on top of it, I would use a serum before it is completely absorbed. It does two things. It kind of dilutes the serum. It helps to spread the serum so you're not wasting as much. Like, it's not, I put the serum in before I can rub it in properly, it's gone. It prevents that. And second of all, after you've washed your face is really red. So it will help to reduce or calm your skin before any skincare gets put on. It balances your skin. After adding serum, again, I will sandwich another spritz of thermal water. As you can see, that this is like the cheapest investment you can make in your skincare. So I have never used it over the makeup, but always as part of skincare. I think a lot of misconception for people is, oh, I'll just spray it over in a summer, on a hot summer day. Well, actually you can take this a lot further. I use it throughout the winters, and since I've been doing that, my skin it could be dry, but it's not dehydrated. I never feel like my skin is dehydrated anymore, because that combined with the glycerin or hyaluronic acid in your skin, double sandwiching with this, it means that those molecules will be able to absorb the moisture rather than just depending on the moisture or in the air. So highly recommend. Now, why would I prefer, now I eventually started preferring this over a toner, and the reason is toners are not currently formulated without alcohol. You would hardly find any, whereas in this case, you know, it is 100% water. It is nothing else. So you have a guarantee of an extremely clean and, you know, chemically clean addition. Apart from that, I think the next step would be adding some vitamin soluble, finding some thermal waters with vitamins which are soluble in water. There are a few, and there are few which will never be which should never be in this can. And the next would be finding those, or something which has a very low density, and by low density I mean a very small molecule of hyaluronic acid which can actually be sprayed through with the pump. Or rose water, you know, if you want to simply upgrade to something a bit fancier. I show the fancy one, but it's not. It is actually, as compared to this, which is just pure water with dissolved, pure spring water with dissolved minerals. This is grape water. Similarly, you could upgrade that to a rose water, which is probably what I would try at some point soon. But because I'm trying so much makeup, especially foundations, I want to stick with my trusted ones. With that, let's talk about what is in my trusted one. This is the 3 bottles I have already finished. Other than that, the first ever bottle was a big one. And I have another big one in my with my skincare stuff right now. I absolutely love it. Everything I said, sorry if I keep looking down, that's because I have ingredients and what I want to say. I absolutely love it. I feel like out of all the ones I will show you, this has the finest possible mist, and it's just great. What it does have in it, so 3, 4th bottle which got thrown away, and 5th which is currently being used. So this is a super hit for me. The ingredients in the Avène thermal water is just thermal spring water and nitrogen, and that nitrogen is helping to make a mist. I would not recommend the gigantic bottle, but I would recommend this. Travel friendly, easy to store with your skincare. You can have multiple bottles lying around if you like that. 5 quid. The next one I would like to actually talk about is Vichy thermal water. Again, this one does not have any nitrogen, in case you do have a problem with added nitrogen. Really, nitrogen is inert. It would absolutely do nothing to you. It's probably not even getting absorbed in the skin. It's a nitrogen gas. It's like having Coke and wondering, oh, is the carbon dioxide going to affect me? No. Right, Vichy water. They actively advertise that they have 15 minerals. They do not list which minerals they have. Again, everything true about thermal water is true for this as well, but it only comes in this size, or rather I have only seen in this size, which makes the spray not very even. I think I have a little bit. I was checking that yesterday. I have very tiny bit, and you will see that by the end it's not very good at spraying. So you could still use your thermal water by tilting it. It's not gonna spray like this. And even as a brand new bottle, it does not have a very fine mist. It will still spray and not mist you. Entirely your choice. Again, very cheap. I will link, no, I'm not going to link anything. I will write the prices and the ingredients in the information box below. Next, the Roche-Posay. It reminds me every time Mario says something French, he says, This is far better, but it's still, as you see, it's not a perfect mist, but it's a nice spray. And this is why I think I'm not sure about using these over makeup at all. Might make your makeup splotchy, because they're not formulated with anything which will help them dry down quickly. This spray, the La Roche-Posay has a better spray than the Vichy one. Again, its ingredient is just thermal water, but if you go on the La Roche-Posay website, you would see all or the major minerals in there on their website. I would still highly recommend use the smaller size so that you get the mist for a longer time than a bigger size. And that's it. Now, so my next one is Caudalie grape water. Definitely only recommend this and not Beauty Elixir, because again, Beauty Elixir I believe is more of a toner. Its second ingredient is alcohol. So now percentage ingredients can be very, very tricky, because that's where their money is, you know, the formulation is where the company has invested. That's what, if someone tells you their formulation, they could be sued. And to get their exact formulation, they need to be tested. But what they have, so you can think of it like this, that even if it has 95% water, out of the remaining 5% of the can, a vast majority of it is going to be alcohol. If you are happy with that, please go ahead. And I know I'm seeing the ingredient list, I know for a fact that the other things are oils. I have no idea why they have put potassium alum in there, but then it has glycerin, peppermint oil. Oh, I hate peppermint oil. That particular elixir does not work for me. Ages ago I got a small bottle and it just sat in my cupboard because I could not believe that I spent money and did not like something, and that was one of the first things I didn't like ever. But so is life. You know, not everything is perfect. Not everything is perfect, but you have to kind of find something which works for you. Every company has their best products and their not so good products. What surprises me is Beauty Elixir is so famous and not the grape water, which truly deserves to be famous. Now, about the Caudalie, what does it have? It has grape water, it has grape juice, and it has nitrogen. If you are European, or if you believe in the European wine culture, you know that grape water has a lot of antioxidants which could benefit you. What your skin requires, you will eventually know. Because of the grape water, I am so out of breath. Because of the grape water, I think Caudalie took longer to dry down. And I think something which you can appreciate even in the video is that it is slightly hard to push too. And again, this is depressurized now because it did have nitrogen, which means at the end you get splatter. But because you're not putting it over makeup, you don't have to worry about that. The splatter will dry down. Yes? So with a lot of cans, I found that they do lose pressure, whether they do have nitrogen or they don't have nitrogen. That's why I kind of stick to Avène, because I think that bottle keeps the water under pressure the longest. Now, I thought this was a thermal water. If anyone follows, I'm sure you're watching me, so you have watched other videos about skincare, hopefully. If not, hello, check Caroline Harrens. I think so. Like, I love the woman, so she started recommending this. I did not know about this product at that time, and of course I got it thinking that, oh, it sounds like an exfoliant. thermal water, like a thermal water infused with glycolic or something. It absolutely is not that. It's not even a thermal water. Serozinc is basically, if you want a very mild zinc sulfate solution. This has, so what zinc sulfate is traditionally famous for is for drying out acne, is to mattify the skin. The concentration in here is 0.1%. In normal creams, which are, I think, prescribed, it starts from 1%. So this would not be a treatment, but it is a very, very good preventative spray. As a matter of fact, when I think, and I should have used it recently, you know, the whole situation with Maybelline foundation. If I was spraying that, my spot could have potentially been delayed. It does help to clear them up. It is good for normal to combination skin. Now, what does it have? Other than water, and that's why it is in theme of thermal waters. Other than water, it has sodium chloride, salt, like literally table salt, and zinc sulfate. And that's where it gets very, very specific to a normal to oily skin. For a drier skin, it could only work. It should only be used in summer months, when the weather is hot and you do need mattifier. It is definitely, like I said, it is good for acne prone skin, but please do not replace your treatments with this. It is because it clearly says, like all the others says, there's some minerals, but considering that their second ingredient is sodium chloride, it could mean that they have added sodium chloride and they've added zinc sulfate, which means this is definitely alkaline. And because it is alkaline, it is normal to oily skin friendly. That's all I have to say. I look forward to hearing what thermal waters you like. How do you use it? Was this information helpful? I will, like I said, my main mission is foundations, but skincare is my long-term friend and kind of a love affair. When I didn't have money, I would literally save money to buy expensive skincare. And that's it. Next time, I was thinking maybe we can talk about something like an exfoliator. And you will see me trying some foundation in the meantime, but the next skincare video would definitely be on exfoliator. That's my second obsession after thermal waters. And I hope this was really helpful, and I love you guys. Enjoy your evening or morning, or if you're about to go to sleep, have sweet dreams, my lovely. Take care. Bye.